today we have with us Mistress Leila Ramson. As you know, this is the period of Navaratri, and we have been focusing on a lot of prominent women in the Guyanese society. So today I want to welcome Mistress Leila Ramson with us here today, and she'll be sharing a lot on this occasion. Mistress Leila Ramson, welcome.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to do this interview with you. I'm sure the public would love to hear from you.
I'd be happy to.
So tell me a little bit about Mistress Leila Ramson.
Okay. First of all, I hail from the quarantine. I'm in Georgetown, and I spend most of my life in the education sector. Right. I've been there for about 24 years.
Wow.
And 13 years part-time, and 11 years I was there as the chairperson of the Teaching Service Commission, looking over approximately 12,000 or 13,000 teachers throughout the country.
Wow.
So it was, even though it was a prestigious job, it had a lot of challenges. The responsibility was great, because as the head of the Teaching Service Commission, you got to make sure that things run properly in the education sector. And the Ministry of Education is different from the Teaching Service Commission. The Teaching Service Commission is only responsible for appointing teachers throughout the country. Appointing.
Okay.
It wasn't the ministry that appoints teachers. It was the Teaching Service Commission. And then we had discipline teachers, and then we had to do promotion. Promotion was a big exercise. It takes about 3 months.
Wow.
With approximately like 5,000 applications would come in.
So
And
that's like internal promotion for the teachers?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
internal, to move from
junior
deputy,
to senior teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was, every year we did that. And that was like a 3 months exercise.
Oh, wow.
So as much as it wasn't that easy, you know. We had a staff of about 4 or 5 people, and they all worked during that time to get this exercise going, because teachers are out there for a long time. Everybody wants to move, higher. And so it was challenging, but at the same time, it was a responsible position. It's something you have to do for the teachers out there.
Right.
Help them in every way possible.
So let me just interrupt you here. You're talking about some of the major challenges. Can you tell me any of the personal issues you had or challenges that you had as a female in the education sector?
Actually, I had a few men on my as commissioners, and a few women, and sometimes I'm not sure if they appreciate they had to be a woman. But however, I had a great team working with me at the Teaching Service Commission.
You had the support.
Yes, I had a super team, I would say, and that's what helped me a whole deal to get everything going, in the teaching service, and there weren't many complaints, but at the same time, teachers have problems. They're humans, and every teacher that walked through your door, everyone, they had different problems. And sometimes they come crying to you, and where their husbands have been transferred to another region and they need to go because they have children too, and so they're supporting 2 houses. But then they don't have jobs in the region. So you have to pick your brain to figure out how are you going to help these teachers. They're waiting to move, to go with their husband. And things like that can break up a family. And that's what we don't want to do. So many times that teachers come in your office crying, they really need a transfer. The poor widows, they try, but sometimes you don't have a vacancy to put. So I have to work out some system where we can get them there, and as soon as a vacancy get there, just to keep the family together, which is very important. I always believe that, families must be together, don't separate one from the other one.
Right.
So we have had that along with other challenges of promotion, where sometimes I have to change up so many different, the system in there, because sometimes applications go missing and various things happen in the office there, However, we had a system where when you bring in an application, you must have a receipt. That helped a whole lot. And many times, sometimes you do promotion and the teachers out there feel that we have our favorites and that's why they have me promoted, which is not so, because the team, we have a roundtable team where we have a union member, we have one from the opposition, and you have the government people who have been appointed, and so there's no way that you can do something under the table to appoint these teachers. It has to be
transparent.
very transparent, very transparent.
So you talk about changes, and I'd like to ask, I'm curious, what do you think are some of the ways that the education sector can help to promote, help young women or young girls to achieve their full potential? What are some of your suggestions?
Okay, education, first of all, young girls or ladies. First of all, education is the key to success. Education is what will get you out of poverty and make you somebody. And sometimes women don't look ahead to see, or girls don't look ahead to see that is what can take them somewhere. They may just have their C set and they pick up a job and they just stay there because it's comfortable, they get married, they stay in the house and go to work, and we never know what tomorrow holds, right?
That's true.
So things happen, marriage failed, all sorts of things, and you then realize, oh, I should have taken up, there was scholarship around, now they're free scholarship, or I should have gone and further my education and that sort of things. And I would really implore on young girls nowadays. Competition is now great in this country, and there is so much of access to further your education all around. The government has so many free scholarships going on. Make use of the opportunity and take up those scholarships. Help yourself, because again I say, you don't know what tomorrow holds, and that is where your education comes in, that you can help your family. It's very important.
Thank you.
And as you continue down the road, let the sky be the limit.
Well, that is very interesting. And as some of you may be aware, Goddess Saraswati Ma, she is celebrated on the 8th night during Navaratri, and she is the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, and education. As we're on the topic of education, I'd like to ask you, Mrs. Ramson, what do you advise women who want to get into the education field, especially in Guyana? What are some of your, advices to them?
We all have dreams. We all have our goals, and if it's up to you to choose which area you want to. If you choose education and you choose to be a teacher, you must always remember a teacher must be a role model. A teacher must be a role model at home and outside, always. It says a lot for your students out there. And if you choose during this time of Navaratri, Mother Saraswati is the right person for you to sit and focus and pray to her. You can achieve so much doing that. And I'm very happy to say that, I'm pleased for all of a lot of years where I see Hindus generally, they observe Navaratri. But observing Navaratri and just keeping fast is not the answer. You need to make that sacrifice. You need to pray more. Although you're going to be observing, not eating meat, pray. Focus on the mothers. Focus on them, and you will have great achievement. I remember going to a mandir one night, and the pandit said, and the mandir was full, and the pandit said, he says, I want to say to all of you here tonight, if you have a problem with your mother, and they have some of you here who are not talking to your mother, and who rude to your mother, always remember that your mother is the earthly god, Lakshmi. And then the one up there is the divine one. You cannot bypass the earthly mother to go to the divine. She will not listen to you. You have to go back to your earthly mother. Apologize to her, be nice to her, love her, and give her some kind words. Otherwise, your prayers will never be answered. And I remember that, and that stuck in my head.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yes, and there are lots of, not only students, but adults who will not speak to their parents or their mothers. And remember, that's the mother who brought you up, who put food on the table, who make sure you wear proper clothes, who when they're sick, they're with you all night, sitting up, making sure, everything is done for you. When do you ever turn and say, thank you, Mom? When do you ever turn to say, Mom, thank you for all you have done for me? They take the mothers for granted. So this is a good time for you to go to your mom and love her, hug her, and tell her thank you.
Thank you.
And
for
then
that
the divine
Yes.
is going to shower her blessings on you.
Thank you so much. On that note, I'd like to thank all of you for watching and listening, and thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you.
May Mother Saraswati bless us all during this festive season of Navaratri. Thank you.